Hey, loves. Okay, so I don't have time to blog, but let me put it like this. It's gonna be real quick, okay? I want to do a little series, and I'm gonna call it Story Time with Miss Bodacious, okay? I'm gonna have some very bodacious stories for you, okay? And I don't know if you all can feel it, but there is a significant or a massive shift that has taken place, spiritually speaking. For those of you all, I tend to be a pretty spiritual person. I like to stay in tune in that aspect. Okay. Now, speaking in that retrospect, I have a little quick story. This video won't be long. I know I can be long-winded. Forgive me, but I was kind of pressed to put this out there, and it's been on my mind. The other day, well, for a few weeks now, coming into my house, there is this spider, this huge spider that was making these beautiful webs. I mean, I had never seen nothing like it. It literally it was like a real life Charlotte's Web type of thing. And if anyone knows me, I am terrified of spiders. Like it's just like, oh no, we don't do that. Okay, where's the raid? All right. But when I would come in, I was so scared this thing would fall on my head or what have you. And I have plants and stuff, and you all know I'm more of a naturalist. I love nature and things of that sort. I love animals. I love God's creatures, bugs and all. I like them. We can't coexist sometimes. So anyways, the spider was probably about, and I kid you not, I was like that, the body alone, I'm not talking about the legs, the body was that big. It had a huge stomach on everything. And I usually be like, this could be a female, it could have babies. And if you ever killed a female spider that had babies because they have put the eggs on their back or what have you, one time that happened to me, and I swear like a million of them went everywhere. If you ever experienced it, it's freaky, okay? And so I'm thinking all these kind of little different things, but I was amazed and in love with her spider webs. Her webs, the symmetry, and even I would see all these bugs, flies getting caught up in it. And I like to take life's situations or little analogies I can construct through little things that I see in nature, what have you. So I was seeing these things happen, and I'm getting like little innuendos or little things, I don't know how to say, but just these little examples of life, and keep, kind of keeping them for myself so I can have little analogies for myself later on to compare it to, okay? It got to a point where the webs were beginning to get in my way. The webs, and when I would come along, I made it a girl, okay? No, I made it a boy. Which one did I make it? I forget. I say he. I'd say he. I'd be like, he'll go right. The minute he see me come, he would go up. I seen where he lived. It was in the crack, this crack above my door and everything. And he'd hurry up and scurry and go over there. So when he would go in, I'd be like, all right, I make, walk through a piece of his web, and, I go into karate, nunchucks and all kind of stuff because I'm trying to get the webs out of my face. Well, it got to the point I was having company come over, and I really did not want to harm the spider. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to knock down these webs. It was too much. But now I started to see that a lot more bugs were coming around. It just seemed like the web was truly drawing these bugs. It was phenomenal. So anyway, so long story short, I knocked the spider down. I hit him up in his nest, knocked him down. And when I say I felt so bad, I felt like I was committing a cardinal sin. God only knows why. And it's just been sitting with me for a few days like, man, I really feel bad. And so something told me to look down. Now, mind you, he had a web up. He had like 4 huge webs, okay? But over my balcony, he had another one. And it was it was huge. And anything will fall into it. Well, when I knocked him down, I looked down, he was still he had ended up falling into the web. After seeing that, I started getting some kind of mental allegoric expressions and all these different things. I started seeing storylines in my head. I'm very pictorial in that sense. I'm a visionary. I need pictures. That's how I am just a visual person. I mean, my Instagram should tell you that enough, right? So one of the things, and I'm going to write a bit more on this, but one of the things that came to me is how often we within life create these constructs and these modes of travel as we matriculate within life. And let's just call those things webs. Okay? Have you thought of it enough to see, when you're matriculating in life, have you thought of it enough to see that the very webs that you are creating, if at one point, if you're knocked down, would those webs entangle you or would those webs protect you? There's a difference. Okay? Particularly as a Black African, I like to say I'm African because I'm African. We in our community really need to get to a point of building and constructing a web. We are truly the originators of that. You have to understand who you are as a people, okay? And particularly right now, I have a real big vision of what I see and what I want out of life in regards to my purpose. Particularly that is women connecting, women being branched. And I'm not talking about the typical same old rhetoric. I'm not talking about that. This is on a much deeper level because we are so divided. So it seems. But we have to look at the webs that are being created, okay? Are we creating them? Are other people creating them? And within those webs, can we ourselves not be entangled in them? Okay? I had to look throughout my life and even within this year and see what webs, what connections, what conversations, what things have caused me to become entangled and what things have protected me. Okay, I have a web of friends that have really dissipated throughout some time, okay? And that was a web. And with those friendships, we had this, right? It was a web. But when I fell in that web, I became entangled. But now I have a web of mentorships and business partners and life coaches and business coaches and all these little different things and friendships. And guess what? It's a web. But there's times when I fall. And when I fall in that web, it's a group, a system that protects me. It guides me. It comforts me. Do you kind of get where I'm going with this? I don't know if I'm all over the place. I usually like to write these things out, but I really want to put that out there. That basically we need to be mindful of the web in which we create. And we need to make sure that we're not becoming entangled in these webs, but yet that these webs will fortify our lives. All right, what web are you building financially? What web are you building spiritually? What web are you building mentally? Are you reading? Or are you just looking at snippets of little articles on Facebook and taking it as for journalism? I put shit up on the internet all the time. Is anyone going back to research and see what I'm saying, if it's correct? I bet you not. Luckily, I have a sense of integrity and principles and character that people would take what I say. But still, I don't care whether it's the word of God, you're a pastor, you question everything. And if anyone tell you otherwise, it's a lie. So with that, I'm not going to go into preaching. I just wanted to put that out there. Okay? Y'all stay bodacious. All right?